Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm back again today, and this week we're going to talk about meal planning and specifically how I plan my meals for the week. Now, I've never really thought of making a video like this before because I don't do anything particularly special when I plan my meals for the week. But I do go through a couple of steps to make sure that I'm getting everything that I need and to try and have some variety in my meals. And especially with now, we're probably all trying to go to the shops a bit less often to make sure that you get everything you need for when you go and buy your food. I do shop for me and my husband. We both go, or one of us will take turns, but we do shop together and we do eat some meals together during the week. Because I am still trying to track my calories and stuff, we don't eat together every single day because he has different needs to me and he isn't vegan either. So sometimes we cook separate meals, sometimes I cook for both of us, but this week is going to be a mixture of both. Let's just crack on with how I plan my meals. One of the first things that I do is I sit and I write down how many meals we're going to need for the week. So I'll go through and I'll count any food we've already got left or any meals we've already got left. On a normal week, it would be, are we going out to eat at any point during the week or are we going somewhere else? But obviously this week we weren't going anywhere and I was writing our shopping list on a Monday to go that afternoon. I don't tend to plan for breakfasts just because I will typically either have porridge or a huel or something. So I don't usually bother for breakfast, but I just make sure we've always got oats and we've always got some frozen fruit of some description as well. And I buy my protein powder in like 2.5 kilo bags, so there's not much chance of me running out of that anytime soon. So once I've worked out how many meals I need, the next thing I do is I do a either mental or physical stock take of what's in the fridge to make sure that we're using up anything that we need to use up. So this week I had a portion of seitan left in the fridge that I'd made earlier on in the week. And I think that was basically all I had other than some like random bits of lettuce or whatever. And then I'd already had that evening's tea planned out because we'd sort of planned it the previous week but forgot to buy stuff. So this evening we were having like a traditional bodybuilding meal. So I was having a steak, a vegan steak obviously, with a baked sweet potato and some broccoli. So I needed to buy steak and broccoli. So what I do is I will write either on a sheet like this or something else. I'll write the meal that I'm having and then I'll start a separate shopping list for what I need to buy. And then the next thing I'll do is I'll start writing out what meals we're going to have. So this week I decided that we were going to have Swede veggery together, which is like a roasted Swede kedgeree style dish, although it hasn't got any fish in it. And then I will just go through and I will write down enough meals to last me for the week. So I'd worked out that I needed 10 meals, although I was actually completely wrong and I needed 12, and I ended up working that out later on in the video. But I'll just list at the top or, on the piece of paper that I'm doing my planning, I'll just list all of the meals that I'm going to make, and then I will go through, and I don't usually plan out what I'm going to have on what day. I'll just usually see how that goes during the week, but I will make sure that I'm writing down all of the things that I need, and if I'm making a particular recipe that I can't remember, I'll go and check the cookbook, and a lot of the time I'll need to check if we've got things like onions and garlic because they kind of go in everything. I will either plan out my meals on a sheet like this, or actually what I'll often do is I'll use an old piece, an old week from a diary, and this week you can see here is actually the week I did my meal prepping video. That's a video where I prepped all of my food for the week on a Sunday, so you can go and watch that if you fancy it. But all I did there was basically exactly the same thing. I wrote down what meals I was going to have, how many of them I were going to make sure I had the right number. I did plan them out this week, what I was going to have on what day, so I could try and optimise to keep my fresher food earlier on in the week. But I also wrote on that list everything that I wanted to prep in advance as well. Hopefully that really quick run through of how I plan my meals out for the week is helpful. This obviously isn't my whole shopping list for the week. I will insert a picture of that here because as you can see it didn't have any of the kind of normal food on it, but there are things that I buy every week like my plant milks, some yogurt, that sort of stuff that I buy every week basically. And I don't always, as I said, I don't typically plan out what we're having on what day. We'll just kind of go with what we're fancying. But I do always plan my meals every single week. I always write a shopping list. I actually can't fathom how you could go food shopping without having a list. So if you do that, let me know in the comments, because I envy your brain, because I just cannot keep that amount of information in my head for like 45 minutes, especially shopping with two people. But this method, I don't really want to call it a method because I don't think it's anything particularly novel, but this is how I've planned my meals for the last, 10 years since I've been an adult living on my own. I've always planned them this way because it just makes sense, right? Let me know if you have any particularly interesting or special or novel ways of planning your meals out. I hope you have posting 2 videos a week is really throwing my outro off, but I hope you have a really lovely week until Wednesday, and I will see you soon.